Today, we're making Bánh Ướt, which directly translated just means wet noodles. Now this dish was actually one of my mom's go-to for quick and easy lunch or dinner when she didn't have time to prepare a home-cooked meal. My dad would buy the store-bought noodle sheets, and then I was responsible for separating each sticky noodle strip from each other, making sure that they were ready to eat. My mom would then pair the Banh Uot with some sliced jaloot for a little bit of protein, and fresh veggies like cucumbers, bean sprouts, and lettuce for some health and texture. What brought it all together was the Nuoc Cham with its bright and tangy flavor. Now today, we're gonna make the Banh Uot from scratch, and it's actually super easy to make, and this recipe is filled with so much nostalgia that it really takes me right back to my childhood. So do me a favor and make sure you like, comment, share, and save this video. Alright, Shell, remember to wash your hands. Now the first thing we'll do is make our batter. So to a big mixing bowl, I'm going to combine 2 cups of rice flour with a cup of tapioca starch. And the combination of the two will ensure that our batter is light and has a slightly chewy and silky texture. Add in a pinch of salt. To that, we're going to pour in 3 cups of room temperature water and a tablespoon of oil. We'll give that a good mix, making sure that everything is fully incorporated, and we'll want to let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes to allow the flour to rehydrate. So while our batter is vibing out, let's prep the rest of our ingredients. First, I have some jaloot or Vietnamese pork loaf, and I'm just going to cut this in half. And then in half again before cutting it into half-moon slices. And if you like this recipe and you want to learn how to make more of your favorite Vietnamese and Asian dishes, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay up to date on all my latest posts. Then for our veggies, I have some English cucumbers, and we'll just cut that on a slight bias and then into strips. And anytime we have cucumbers, we have to pay the cucumber tax. Next up is our bean sprouts, and you can serve this raw if you want, but if you know me, then you know that I hate raw bean sprouts, so I'm actually going to blanch them in some boiling salted water for about 30 seconds. And then we'll just strain and rinse with cold water to stop the cooking process, as we still want the bean sprouts to have a nice little crunch to it. Then we have our mint, and I'm just going to stack a few of these leaves and chiffonade it to use as a garnish later. And before we move on to making our Banh Uot, the last thing we have to do is to make our Nuoc Cham, or fish sauce dipping sauce. So to a mixing bowl or a container, I'm going to combine equal parts sugar and fish sauce. and then 5 times the amount of filtered water for the golden ratio of 1 to 1 to 5. And typically when I make this, I use a 1/4 cup of sugar and fish sauce and 1 1/4 cup of filtered water. And then from here, you can add as much minced garlic, Thai chilies, and lime juice as you want, and you can adjust it to your own taste and preferences. Now to make our Bánh Ướt, we're going to be using our handy dandy square egg pan on medium-low heat. And if you don't have a pan like this, you can use any nonstick pan with a lid that you already have. We're going to lightly brush the pan with a little bit of oil, and then I'm going to ladle in some batter. And we just want enough to evenly coat the bottom of the pan. I don't want this layer to be paper thin, but I don't want it to be too thick either. Now we're going to put the lid on top of the pan and let this gently steam for about 30 to 45 seconds to cook it through. We'll remove it from the pan to let it cool slightly, and then we'll rinse and repeat, making sure to brush a little bit of oil in between each sheet, and we'll do this until all of our batter is used up. Now, I like brushing these noodle sheets with a little bit of oil, and then stacking them on top of each other to make it easier to cut. And peeling these noodles afterwards just gives me a gentle reminder of home. But you can definitely just leave them separate and cut these sheets into strips without doing that if you prefer. And with all that done, it's time to plate. We'll get some of our blanched bean sprouts into a bowl or plate. We'll top that with our homemade Bánh Ướt. Add some of our cucumbers. And of course, our chả lụa. We're gonna garnish our bowl with some mint and fried shallots. And then we'll bring it all together with our Nuoc Cham. And just like that, you've made Bánh Ướt at home. As always, the principal recipe is on my blog at feedthepudge.com. And if you've made it this far, let me know in the comments section, what was your parents' go-to for quick and easy meals? Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.